And welcome back to the lab, my guinea pigs. Today we will do a science nibble, so a short video where I wanted to try something. When I was a teenager, right, I really liked the MSX. My friend Pierre had two, right? I didn't have one. And the game we really liked to play was called Nemesis 2. This is this cartridge.
Galious 2!
Thank you, Miss Mad Scientist, to help us a little bit with the Japanese here. And so I heard a rumor that if you add this other game, Maze of Galious.
魔女伝説2ガリウスの迷宮
Okay, thanks, Miss Mad Scientist too. This could trigger an Easter egg on Nemesis 2. So I really wanted to try this. So this is my MSX. It is an MSX 2 Plus, so it's a pretty advanced MSX. It's from Sony, and as you see, it has the two slots, right? It shows there, right? Like one is there, and the other is in the back. So we are doing science, right? So we need a kind of a baseline. Let's go through like a couple lives of Nemesis 2. It's a kind of a traditional side shoot them up. It's very well done when you think about it, right? Imagine this is an 8-bit platform. The sound is amazing, right? It's because they have actually added an FM synthesizer sound chip on the cartridge itself. That's how it sounds so good. Otherwise, the MSX itself has the AY sound chip we talked about before, right? So yeah, you shoot stuff, you get some bonuses, right? Some add-ons. You can select the ones you want, and you continue and try not to die. Okay, it's time to try to insert the second cartridge. And let's go through the same thing. Let's go through a couple lives. Huh. Wait a minute. Nothing changed actually. It looks like it's exactly the same thing. So I'm a little bit confused. This second slot, right? I never used it. I'm sure that nobody used it on this machine before. What if the connector is oxidized? So let's use a contact cleaner and like insert back and forth the cartridge a couple times on the slot 2 and see what happens. And look at this, I've never seen that in Nemesis 2. There is a kind of a weird option that shows up when you just died, and that calls backup. Let's select it, it's N on the keyboard. And look at this, all your weapons are back. Oh, that's amazing. Haha, look at this! I have like everything after like losing a couple lives. So that's gonna be easy to finish the game from there. On top of that, if you've seen the MSX itself, you can actually slow down the game also, right? It looks like a little bit fast. So cool. So it's not a legend that adding those two Konami cartridge are a kind of pay to win for MSX games, right? If you are lucky to have two games, suddenly it's become easier to win at one. So, okay, where do we go from there? Usually we start with something like that, and then I like to do like a kind of a deep dive. Here I noticed something. Look at that. If we look at the dump of the two cartridges, each one of them are 128Ks. Wait, it means that if you put them both in the MSX, it's like the MSX could address like 256K plus the RAM, that is 64K, plus another like thing they call extra RAM on it. It doesn't make sense, right? If you look at the Z80, the CPU that is in this MSX, it can only address like 64K. So that could be our option one. Please comment in the section below if you want me to look at the architecture of the memory of the MSX. It's pretty special. I can give you a second option. You know those Easter eggs, right? Somewhere this Nemesis cartridge is looking at the other slot, right? And trigger those. And I think there are actually a couple of them, like not only this one, there are like several cartridges that triggers Easter eggs like that. So what about, as an option 2, for the deep dive, reverse engineering Nemesis and activating by default those Easter eggs? Okay, you choose. You'll tell me in the comments, and I'll get the most popular vote, and I'll do what you tell me to do. Thanks everyone, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you want to have the follow-up, feel free to subscribe, and see you next time.